Hi everyone. I was recently working with a group of college students or young leaders in the making, as I like to call them, and something really cool happened that I like to share with you because I think it help all of us lead more effectively in challenging times. And this is something about the power of rhythm in leadership. Now, we were exploring together this trait that high-performing leaders have, which is to approach challenging situations with both this ability to be strong and assertive and decisive, with also this ability to be empathetic and caring and vulnerable. And they're able to do this simultaneously. Now, most of us, despite our best intentions in stressful times, tend to lead more towards one or the other side of the spectrum. And so in order to practice with this group of young leaders, we had to catch their brain by surprise. And the best way that I know to do that is to move into your body and to move. Now, who knew that business college students know how to dance flamenco? And not only they do, but they do so very enthusiastically. And so what we were doing was to bring to mind two experiences that they had. One was this sense of love that they have for a person that is very important to them in their lives, while at the same time bringing to mind this very tough challenging that they're facing right now and that they really need to overcome with a lot of determination. And so they brought these two seemingly opposing ideas to mind while they were moving through some flamenco movements. And the beauty about flamenco is that it is very rhythm. Now, of course, it was a bit awkward in the beginning to combine these two opposing ideas and some of these opposing movements. But something really beautiful happens that after a while, they really got into the rhythmic quality of it. And when we were debriefing, what many of them reported out was that they stopped thinking. That endless stream of thinking that we always have in our lives was replaced by this sense of joy and freedom, and for some of them, even fun. And so they really kind of went from this train of thinking that we always have. We go from one thought to the next, but they were able to explore this in-between state, in-between thoughts, where we really have access to our best resources, our best self, the real me. Now, this is not just the effect of flamenco on you. There's actually a scientifically researched phenomenon. And if you know something about polyvagal theory, it basically describes that human beings have these three states in their nervous system. So one is the ventral vagal state, which is the state that we have where we are really feeling safe, and therefore we have access to our curiosity, our creativity, and to our prefrontal cortex. This is the place that we would all like to live in probably most of our lives. And then there's two other states. One is the sympathetic state, which is, we probably also know it more commonly as the fight or flight state. This is where we're angry and anxious, and we're kind of a little bit chaotic, this stream of thinking that I was talking about, and feeling dysregulated. And the third state is a dorsal vagal state, which is more this collapsed state. We feel energyless and really probably a little more depressed. Now, when we are in challenging situations, these situations that we're facing in our leadership, usually we go to the sympathetic state, right? This state of high arousal, we're stressed out, a lot of thinking, a lot of emotionality, but very disorganized, right? And Dab Dana, who's a very well-known author and therapist in this field of the polyvagal theory, one thing that she recommends that can really help us transition from the sympathetic state to the ventral vagal state, where we are more creative and conscious and curious, is rhythmic movement. And it not only helps us organize this energy into a more contained and accessible and present state. But the other thing that rhythm does as well when we're in relationship to other people is it helps us to co-regulate, meaning that we can use our more present state, our ventral vagal energy to influence other people, and using rhythm to help them access their ventral vagal state as well. Now, this is exciting to me because imagine the possibilities when you have leaders in the making who are preparing to go into their careers, and they can step in already befriending their nervous system, already knowing how to combine these two seemingly opposing forces of their strength and their warmth, and imagine the impact that they can have when they become more seasoned leaders in the world. Well, this is very exciting to me. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you soon.